Coming up on the Lincolnshire Kitchen.
So I'm just bringing the dough together. It was quite wet once I added those steep oats. It's doubled up in size and that's ready to knock back now. And adding the salt, I never add it directly to my yeast.
Welcome back to the Lincolnshire Kitchen, where today I'm going to be demonstrating how to make a basic loaf of bread. The reason for making the loaf of bread today is number one, for my call for some baking to be done on the channel, and number two, this time of year would have been celebrated by a festival called Lammas. With that in mind, I thought this would be a good time to give it a go. So I weighed out 400 grams of flour and I've added to it the 40 grams of polenta, and I have some oats in soak. I'm reckoning around 60 grams. They have swelled a lot because of the water, the warm water. It is starting to cool down a little bit, so it'll soon be ready to add to the mix. So I've got my flour and polenta. I'm going to add my salt now to the flour and I'm going to mix that through. So when I'm making bread and adding the salt, I never add it directly to my yeast. Yeast is a bacteria that's used to help the bread rise, and as a bacteria it doesn't survive well when it comes into contact with salt. So the best way to do that is to mix the flour and the salt together so it's not directly coming into contact with the yeast. So for today's recipe, I've warmed up a little bit of milk, not too much. How much is it? About 100 ml of milk, and I'm going to be adding 2 sachets, I think they're 8 gram sachets of dried yeast to it. Usually most recipes you see online call for 1, but I like to add a little bit extra, and I don't believe it comes to any harm by adding a little bit extra at all. In fact, it just helps the rise. So that's just going to get mixed into that warm milk, as I say. By warm I mean body temperature, so if you can comfortably put your finger in the milk and it feels warm but not giving you any discomfort at all, that is where you want it. And basically, yeah, if you want to be very specific, as I say, body temperature, so what's that, around 37 degrees. Now I'm just going to add a handful of flour, a couple of handfuls, just to the yeast and milk, just to start feeding that yeast, get it going a little bit. I'm probably going to need a lot more liquid than this, just even looking at it, but that's absolutely fine. I like to start like this because if I added my yeast to too much liquid, I'm either going to add too much liquid to my flour or I'm not going to get all my yeast in the flour, and that's just no good either way. So I can always get a little bit more milk and warm it back up and add it to the mix if I feel it needs it now. So now I'm going to add my steeped oats. They are still a little bit warm, but they're not exceedingly hot. Once that's mixed in with the flour, I'm confident that'll be nice and warm, ready for that to go in. I think this flour will bring the temperature of the oats down. And also, they do have quite a bit of liquid in there as well. So all my oats are combined with the liquid, and it is still very thick, so it will need that extra liquid. Well, it'll need my yeast to go in, so that'll be a little bit extra liquid. But also, I'm going to be adding 45 grams of melted butter, and how much honey did we say? 63 grams of honey, good quality honey. And I've just melted that down. I'm going to add that now before any more liquid's added, to see where we're at. Now my yeast. So the honey is a good addition, not only for the little bit of flavour that it's going to
give to the bread, but also primarily, I suppose, to feed the yeast, because yeast, as being a bacteria, absolutely loves sugar. Again though, directly adding yeast and sugar together in full contact with one another, again, it's a very similar sort of issue you'd have as I said with salt. If you're directly adding it to the sugar, you're going to kill your yeast, and therefore you're going to kill your rise. So never sort of add them directly to one another. So I'm just bringing the dough together. It was quite wet once I added those steeped oats with the liquid, so I have added a little bit more flour just to bring it together. It is, as you can see, how sticky it is, and it's very wet still. That's okay, because we want our bread quite wet. So here I've got a mixed seed, sunflower, pumpkin. I did buy them quite a while ago and added them to this jar, so I can't remember fully what's in it. Just know it's mixed seed. So on this, I'll just add a little bit of flour, just because I can see how wet it is. Spread the dough out a little bit, and then I'm going to knead these seeds through the dough. I'm going to save a few for the top, just to garnish the top. I like quite a nice seeded loaf. I haven't got any wholemeal flour, which is a bit of a shame. I would have quite liked that. I'm just going to fold it all over and then start kneading to get them incorporated in. Brought the dough together with the seeds incorporated, and now I'm just going to pop it in this bowl. Probably not a very big bowl for this job, because I'm hoping the dough is going to double in size. I might actually end up transferring it to another bowl in a second. But just for now, whilst I'm tidying up, I'm going to pop it in here. There's no time limit on it. I just want it to double in size, and then it'll be ready. You can do this on an evening and prove it overnight in the fridge at a cooler temperature. The colder it is, the longer it'll take to prove. However, it'll develop the flavour, so you can put it in the fridge. It's a process known as retarding the dough. So you're slowing it down, but that extra flavour comes out and you do that. I'm probably not going to be doing that today, just because we're actually very busy at the Lincolnshire kitchen today. We've got quite a few jobs we want to do, a lot of filming to be done. So this is the first job, and then whilst I'm waiting for this to prove, I'm going to be recording a few other things. Doubled up in size, and that's ready to knock back now and shape for its second proof before it goes into the oven. So I'm just going to oil up a tray like so, and then dust it with a little bit of my semolina, and that's just going to be so the bread's not directly on the tray, so hopefully it won't stick or anything like that. It shouldn't really, but you like to be cautious. Anything can happen. So I'm just being a little bit generous with the semolina, and then I'm going to tap the tray, give it a shake, make sure it's covered. Wherever the bread might travel, it's got a nice coated semolina. That'll also be really nice for the bread's base as well. You know, it's going to have that crunchy, nice sort of texture on the base of it. And now it's time to knock the bread dough back I'm not sure if I'm going to use all of this for this demonstration. I might do a couple of loaves. I might even pop some in the fridge overnight just to give it another prove overnight. Because I've got quite a lot here actually. But for the purpose of this demo, we've been doing a few demos this evening, obviously on separate videos. So we're starting to get to the end of what we want to do now. As you see, when you knock it back, the dough shrinks back again. I'm going to tip it out. I'm going to skim a little bit of flour over the surface, like so. Alright, get the dough out. Now, as I said, I'm going to go for about that amount, I think. Pop that back in the bowl and get that in the fridge. So I think we're going to try a plait. A little bit more flour just on the surface. So for a plait we'll want it into 3. So I'm just going to try and just scale this out. I'm not going to weigh it out. I'm just going to roll it into a sausage shape. Find the middle roughly around there. So, and like so, I think that's about 3 there, isn't it? Just going to roll them into long sort of sausage shapes with the plait. Try and get them all as evenly rolled as possible. Just got a little bit of an egg wash. I'm just going to paste that over. Like that. Make a plait. It's been a while, so bear with me. I'm not happy with that end at all. Compared to that end. Let's break that off. That one goes over there, like so. I think that looks a lot better. Nice and even. I'm going to flour my fingers as I do this transfer. Like so. And then just to finish it, I'm going to add a few of my seeds. I'm going to add a little bit of oats and polenta. Going in the oven. Oh, it's not quite actually. It's going in the oven after it's had a little proof. You can see it's starting to plump back up again. So I'm just going to pop it in the oven. I reckon it might take 25 odd minutes, maybe half an hour. It's going in at 175 degrees. So I'm just going to have a bit of a clean up now, and then I'll show you the result at the end. Seems like it's ready to come out. Springing back on me. Sounds good. So I'm not going to cut it yet until it's cool. So we're going to try it in the morning. Like so. that bit out, maybe put it in the bloopers. Alright, get the dough out.